Hey everybody, it's Sam with Wrestling Overtime. And we've kind of got a special episode today. For right now, you guys went to Wrestling Overtime's Twitter page, and I put up all 16 matches and put up the ones how we knew them at that time. And so you guys voted on who you think will win each match of WrestleMania 36. And I have already kind of picked who I thought. And so what I'm going to do this episode is I am going to put it out there on the internet exactly what you guys picked compared to what I picked, what I hope's going to happen, what I think's going to happen, and anything that you guys either wrote me in comments or that you DM'd me or that you emailed me. I am sorry that I couldn't put the poll up on Wrestling Overtime's Facebook page. I guess they have taken the polling function away on Facebook because I can't find it anymore. Can't figure out how to put up a poll there. So if any of you guys know how to do that, write me at wrestlingovertime@gmail.com because I really would like it for future pay-per-views to be able to put up polls on both Facebook and on Wrestling Overtime Twitter. Especially with, in 2 weeks, we're going to have Jake Hager taking on Jon Moxley for the championship belt in a no-holds-barred match. I definitely want to put up a poll about that and find out what you guys are thinking and where you think that's going to go. So if you know how to put them up on Facebook, please write me. But let's get started. We still do not know what matches are going to be shown on Saturday and what matches are going to be shown on Sunday. Now, about a week ago, I guess, Becky Lynch was interviewed for ESPN. And she stated, no, she was not main eventing, and she thought that she and Shayna Baszler were going to be shown Saturday night. On Raw this week, when Kevin Owens was doing his promo, he said, I'll see you Saturday night, Seth. So I'm also going to possibly make the assumption that they're going to show that match Saturday night. The rumor is that the two men's championship titles, the Universal title and the World Heavyweight title, will be the main events. Should they be? I think that's a discrepancy, and I think it probably depends on how they were taped and filmed and everything, and kind of what the turnout's gonna be. The finish turnout is what I mean. Could I see one of the gimmick matches main eventing on Saturday night? Yeah. I could definitely see the Firefly Funhouse match with John Cena and The Fiend main eventing maybe Saturday night. I could possibly, depending on how well it turns out, see The Undertaker and AJ Styles possibly main eventing on Saturday night. Or I think we might be able to get Edge or Randy Orton main eventing on Saturday night. However, I'm telling you guys, I think don't you feel like it has to be set in stone that Brock Lesnar is taking on Drew McIntyre on Sunday night's main event to end WrestleMania. I I think it has to be that. No matter whether they're gonna push Drew and let him win, whether they're gonna make the call that Brock keeps the belt, I think that has to be your main event match for Sunday night. I think that has to end it. I think. If you guys disagree or you have some other idea, like I said, hit me up on Twitter or Facebook at Wrestling Overtime, or hit me up on wrestlingovertime@gmail.com, because I mean, that's kind of interesting also to me. Now, the first match that I put up in the poll was the Kabuki Warriors, which is Asuka and Kairi Sane, taking on Alexa and Nikki Cross. And you guys chose by 58%, which means it was pretty close, that the Kabuki Warriors were going to win. And I agreed with you guys. I picked, earlier in the week, I picked the Kabuki Warriors also. The main reason I don't think Alexa Bliss needs a belt to get over. I don't necessarily think that Asuka does either. But since right now we don't have her challenging for a singles title, I think we have her keep the tag team belt. Kairi Sane, to me, is a waste. I know that she is off. She got married. She went on a honeymoon. She has had to have some travel problems as far as having to be quarantined in order to get back in to where she could work. That's the reason why Asuka has been alone. And Asuka has really impressed me. I mean, she has been working Raw, SmackDown, anything, everything that they've wanted her to do. Commentary, whatever they've asked her to do, she has been more than happy to do. And I think they repay her with a win, with her keeping the belt. I kind of hope that Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross go their separate ways after this. I would like to see Alexa Bliss go back into the singles picture. I would like to see Nikki Cross go back to being a psychopath, sociopath, whatever you want to call it, crazy, and go back to shaking the ring ropes and biting turnbuckles and not knowing what she's going to do. So, we'll see. We'll see what we get. The next match that I put up was Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair for the NXT title. I see where there are a lot of articles being wrote that Charlotte Flair may win. You guys chose Rhea Ripley with 67% of the vote over Charlotte Flair. I did too. I picked Rhea Ripley. I think Rhea Ripley is a superstar in the making. Everybody said that Ronda Rousey could put women's wrestling on the map. Now, I, to a point, disagree with that because I think it was put on the map a long time ago. I think Fabulous Moolah did it, back in the 50s and 60s. However, I understand what they mean. And yes, I think Ronda Rousey did do that. However, she left. I think with Rhea Ripley being, 22, 23, 24 years old, she is the future. And I think that if brought up right and groomed right, that she can be around for a while. Of course, I thought that about Paige, and then Paige ended up getting hurt. I do not wish that at all on Rhea Ripley. However, like I said, I have seen numerous articles, probably in the last 3 weeks, saying that, Charlotte Flair obviously is one of Vince McMahon's pets, one of his favorites, and that he is talking about giving her the NXT title in order to hopefully bring some viewers to NXT in their fight with AEW. I don't know. When Charlotte has shown up at NXT, they really haven't drawn that many more viewers. I don't know if Charlotte herself is a big enough draw to do that. I also, if you've been listening to some episodes, I've been talking, I don't know, the last 3 to 6 months, I feel like Charlotte really doesn't have this passion, this intensity. I don't feel like she's the Charlotte of old. Even when they showed one of her matches against Asuka from 2018 there a couple weeks ago, I don't feel like she's in shape. I don't feel like that she has the moveset and is as smooth as what she was in 2018. So I don't want her to win. I don't want her to carry that standard. I would like to see Rhea Ripley continue doing what she's doing. And I think you guys agree. The next match that I put up, boy oh boy, you guys chose Aleister Black to kill Bobby Lashley. Well, guess what? So did I. And when I say you chose it to kill him, you guys chose everyone. It was 100%. 100% of you guys said that Aleister Black over Bobby Lashley. One of you wrote me on WrestlingOvertime at Gmail and said, why is this a match? Well, that's what I've been hollering since they announced it. We haven't even seen Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley went on a South African tour for the WWE. It was a promotional tour to get them revved up about WrestleMania. He got out of South Africa before the travel ban took place, so luckily he wasn't stuck there. But because he came back, again, he had to self-quarantine and has had some travel restrictions. So that's why he hasn't even been around. And I think that's why everybody's choosing Aleister Black. Now, of course, I'm choosing Aleister Black. I want him to continue acting like this mysterious, dark, evil spirit god that is going to destroy everybody. With Illuminati tattoos and the way his name flips as he pops up. I want him to continue that, and I don't think they do him any good even putting him in the ring with Bobby Lashley. But if Bobby Lashley beats him, I think they destroy him. And so I think it has to be Aleister Black. The only thing that I hope for in this match, I want Lana back. I know she's been off filming a movie. I'm hoping that she made it out of California before their travel ban took place, and I want Lana back. I want crazy, yelling, acting wild, punishing Bobby Lashley, getting onto him, distracting. I want crazy Lana back. The next match we put up was John Morrison versus one of the Usos. I don't know which way they taped this. We know that it is 1-on-1, but we don't know if they also taped it with a wand. There have been no rumors or spoilers, and even if I knew, I wouldn't tell you guys. I've told you guys I will not reveal any match winners if I know them. I don't know them. I've tried to stay away from them. But it is my understanding they have announced, Miz has announced, that Miz showed up and he had a temperature and they sent him home. He is, from what I understand, in the process of self-quarantining. So, we all found out that, of course, Morrison does not have a tag team partner. So, from what everyone said, they decided that only one member of each team would be in this match. And so I didn't know who to put up for the New Day. Because I don't know whether it's Big E or whether it's Kofi. And of course I know one of the Usos showed up. And they're against John Morrison. Well, then I heard later that the New Day was dropped from this match. I don't know why. But it didn't matter. You guys chose John Morrison 88% to win. And I also think that Morrison will win. Number one, I think it's too soon for John Morrison and Miz to lose their tag team belts. They just won them. They just defended them, at the Elimination Chamber. Like Miz said in the taping on SmackDown, last week, why even have this match? It's kind of stupid. They just beat everybody in Elimination Chamber. There's no one new. And so there's really no point in even having this match. So there's really no point in changing the belts. And honestly, the Usos have had them 6 times. The New Day has had them 7. Let Miz and Morrison keep them a little longer. I think they are good heels. Morrison just came back. It's helping him get over with the Miz. I just think that it makes sense for them to win. Now, the next match is Bayley versus everybody. And I put it up. It was Bayley, Sasha Banks, and Naomi, and Lacey Evans. Because on Twitter I only put up 4. And I decided, yes, Tamina's in the match. But she has not been seen. And they have did 0 promos with her. I mean, it's like she just popped up out of nowhere last week. So I do not see Tamina even having a chance. So that's why I didn't include her in the Twitter poll. So your choices were Naomi, Sasha Banks, Bayley, and Lacey Evans. And you guys chose Sasha Banks to win the title at 56%. Second place was Bayley at 22%. And then Naomi and Lacey Evans had 11% each. So, you guys really think that they're gonna have some shenanigans maybe, and Sasha's gonna take the title from Bayley? And I'm assuming that you guys probably think this starts Sasha versus Bayley, and they have it at SummerSlam. I don't know. I am choosing Bayley. I don't think that they break Bayley and Sasha Banks up yet. Number one, I don't think they do it because there's not a crowd there. I think everybody's thinking that they will break them up. So I think WWE pulls a swerve and Sasha thinks about turning on Bayley and they show that. But I don't think she does yet. I actually think maybe she turns at SummerSlam. And then the big Sasha Bayley battle happens at WrestleMania next year. I think. I don't know. You guys may be right. But anyway. Next one I put up was Baron Corbin versus Elias. You guys chose Baron Corbin over Elias 55%. I didn't make a choice here. And I'm still not going to make a choice. I don't care. I hate to say that. I really, really do. I love wrestling. There was no build to this match. Baron Corbin just came out of, a program with Roman Reigns. They didn't start a new one. They've kind of thrown Elias in there. What are they fighting over? That Elias interrupts Baron Corbin every once in a while with a stupid song? That Baron interrupts Elias? Yeah, everybody does that to both of them. I am going to make the assumption this is a kickoff show match. And I'll go with you guys. I mean, you guys chose Baron Corbin for a reason. I don't know what that reason was. But me, I am not choosing anybody. I could care less about this match. Then we have Otis and Dolph. And if you listen to the episodes, 2-3 weeks ago, I was on the fence. I started off on the fence. And I was saying, yeah, I don't know about this match. I don't know. Then I came down really strong that I don't think they need this match. Not at WrestleMania, not with a crowd, not there. I think this is supposed to be an emotional match. I think that the crowd was supposed to be behind Otis. I think it would have made a WrestleMania moment with the crowd totally getting behind Otis, chanting his name, him dancing, probably showing his belly and flopping it around, him doing the worm, all of that. The crowd would have ate it up and been popping big. But there's no crowd. So I don't really see any point in this match. But you guys chose Otis over Dolph. And it was 56% that chose Otis. I'm against you guys. I think they give it to Dolph. And here's why. Number one, Heavy Machinery is a tag team. I know Tucker's going to be in the corner, but they're a tag team. Otis is not a singles wrestler. He doesn't really have that skill set. So I think Dolph, being a college wrestler, winning the national championship, being one of the most underrated wrestlers in wrestling, I think he has a skill set over him. But I think they continue this story somehow, some way. And I think that they actually settle this in front of a crowd. And I almost think somehow Sonya Deville gets involved. I don't know how. I've kind of been thinking, if I was WWE Creative, how would I bring her in? Maybe she goes to help Dolph in some way, or help Otis in some way, and it backfires and ends up helping Dolph. Maybe? And that causes a battle between her and Mandy. And maybe at a future pay-per-view, when we have crowds back, that it'll be, Otis and Sonya versus Dolph and Mandy or something like that to settle it. I don't know. But I'm choosing Dolph in this match. I think this continues. Then we have the Street Profits taking on Angel Garza and Austin Theory, as we found out on Raw this week. You guys chose the Street Profits 62% over Garza and Theory. I disagree with you guys. I really do. Here's the thing. It is my understanding Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy had the tag team belts. Seth was turning into the Monday Night Messiah. Buddy Murphy was his main disciple. Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe were fighting against them. They did not want Seth to be able to take over Raw. They wanted to show him to be a fake and not be the Monday Night Messiah. I think WrestleMania was supposed to be the end-all of that battle. However, Samoa Joe decided to throw, a little wrinkle into that. Number one, he got popped on the wellness policy. Number two, he got hurt. He was in a commercial, and it's my understanding that he was supposed to go through a table, and something happened. I don't know whether it was his mistake or they gimmicked the table wrong or whatever, but he hit his head and he had a concussion. So he's been out for that also. Because he was out injured, it forced them to change the storyline. So since they couldn't have the tag team battle of Owens and Samoa Joe against Rollins and Murphy, they made them drop the belts to the Street Profits, who they thought were really over with the crowd. They come through the crowd, with their red Solo cups, and they thought this would be a big deal. Here's the problem, though. The Street Profits have done nothing with the belts, and since the crowd has went away, they're not over. They are not getting clicks. They're not getting ratings. People are not going goo goo gaga over them. And they're just not performing up to par. I mean, we saw Ford botch one of his spots just on Raw. And so I think Garza and Theory are the new hot thing. They're both very good looking. Garza has proven that he can get over with a crowd, and flirting with all of the women fans and everything. Austin Theory is a worker and a half and a superstar in the making. So I think in his first WrestleMania, I think they win the tag team belts. I really do. The next one that I put up was Daniel Bryan and Sami Zayn. And you guys chose Daniel Bryan 88% over Sami Zayn. Well, I agreed with you guys. I wish this was a bigger match. It doesn't feel like a big match to me. It should be a big-time WrestleMania match. And I don't know, I don't feel it. I want to. These are two very good wrestlers that can put on, a great match. I just don't see them doing that because there's been no build, there's been no passion. Sami Zayn and Shinsuke and Cesaro have been fighting with Braun Strowman. Daniel Bryan has been messing around with a lot of the lower tier talent like Heath Slater and Drew Gulak. And granted, he has raised Drew Gulak up and shown everybody how good he can be. I just wish this match had a better build and I was more excited about it. I do think that Daniel Bryan wins the belt with you guys. Like I said, you guys chose at 88%. I think he does win the belt. I think he deserves it. And I think this proves to him and to Drew Gulak that he is a very good coach and that they are getting over and he deserves the belt. So it also will probably lead to a feud with Daniel Bryan and Drew Gulak with Cesaro and Shinsuke, with Sami going more back to a manager role. Then we talked about Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens. With the tag team title belts, kind of explained a little bit what happened. And, WWE made the decision, well, Samoa Joe's out. And so we're going to go with Seth Rollins versus Kevin Owens so that Kevin Owens still can try to stop the Monday Night Messiah from taking over. Especially once they found out Buddy Murphy, from what I understand, showed up, took his temperature, had a high temperature, and they have him off getting quarantined. So, you guys chose Seth Rollins, 60% of you, over Kevin Owens. And, I love Seth Rollins in this role. I think this fits him perfectly. I love him back being cocky, him being evil, all of that. However, I disagree with you guys. I think Kevin Owens wins this match. I really do. I think Kevin Owens wins this match and has his WrestleMania moment. And I think he burns it down. And I'm not too sure that Samoa Joe doesn't come out and help. I know I'm picking a lot of people to come back this show. Maybe they'll do it, the Raw after Mania. That's a lot of times when they do stuff. But somehow, some way, I think Samoa Joe does come back. He has been medically cleared from what I understand. I just think Kevin Owens right now puts a roadblock in front of Seth Rollins. Then we have Shayna Baszler taking on Becky Lynch. I love this match. I know a lot of people on the internet have been totally trashing it. But I like this match. I like Shayna and I like Becky. I like both their characters. I think that they need to go at it from here on out till SummerSlam. I don't think there's anyone else other than maybe Asuka that can even get into that picture. So I really want to see whoever wins continue this until SummerSlam. But you guys chose Shayna Baszler, 56% of you over Becky Lynch. And I agree with you guys. I think they brought Shayna Baszler up finally to take over the women's division, and I think that she beats Becky Lynch. Now, I have seen predictions. I put up a poll, and I said, does anyone come back to help anyone out? Or is everybody scared that's been out because of the coronavirus and getting involved. You guys all voted no, that you don't think that anybody will come back. The people who voted yes, one of them wrote me and said they think Shayna Baszler wins. But because of Becky Lynch's promo saying that Shayna Baszler's demon is always being in Ronda Rousey's spotlight, that Shayna wins the title. But as she is celebrating, Ronda Rousey comes out to steal her thunder. And when the guy wrote me that, I was just like, huh, that's pretty cool. I even wrote him back. I said, you need to be on WWE Creative, because that would be awesome. I would like that. The next match was The Undertaker versus AJ Styles in the Boneyard match. Now, I'm excited about this match. I think I'm not excited about the actual match. I think The Undertaker is old. I'm not sure that he needs to continue wrestling. I almost think that he needs to either become a manager, a sideshow act, or he needs to just show up and kind of terrorize people, or magically appear in the ring and chokeslam somebody, but not really be involved in any matches. Because I don't think that he can go for a long period of time. So I think that's the reason why, just on paper, I wasn't real excited about this match. However, when AJ Styles asked for it to be a Boneyard match, I got excited, especially after he explained that he wanted it to be a cemetery graveyard match. And they didn't want to call it that because of the pandemic. That's fine. Call it a Boneyard match. I don't care. So I think the reason why I'm excited about this is because hopefully WWE does this right, because they don't have an audience, and they actually film it, and they cut it, and they produce it, and they splice it together, and it makes it seem like The Undertaker is larger than life, and that he can go a longer match. And I hope that they have it outside, and that there are actual elements that they actually have to overcome, whether it be tombstones or, graves that are already dug that somebody falls into, or whatever. I hope it's that. I don't want it to be on a set. I don't want it to be, inside and it be hokey. So that's what I hope doesn't happen. But you guys, 100% of you guys chose The Undertaker. And I agree with you. I can't see this going any other way. I really see The Undertaker, pulling out some tricks, some stops. Part of me wonders if Michelle McCool at some point shows up to help. But I do think The Undertaker buries AJ Styles. And then we have Edge and Randy Orton. I like this match. I have liked the promos. I've liked how they built this match. I liked Beth Phoenix getting involved. I liked Randy Orton saying he was doing it to send, Edge back to his daughters. I like the split personality of Randy, where he's hearing voices in his head. I love this build-up. You guys, 67% of you guys picked Edge to go over Randy Orton. Guys, I disagree with you. I think Randy Orton wins this. I really do. I love Randy Orton. I can't help it. I have to pick him. I I think that he comes out with an RKO out of nowhere and he hits Edge on something. Um, Whether he RKO's him out of nowhere off a platform or off a weight bench, he drops a weight bench on him. I don't know, but I think because Edge has been gone for 9 years, I think he doesn't have the stamina and he doesn't get up. But, that's me. Then we have the Firefly Funhouse match. I hope beyond hope that this turns out to be the match that steals WrestleMania. I hope this is a big WrestleMania moment. I hope that in 20 years they are watching this match and still saying how amazing it is. I hope the WWE pulls out all stops. They let Bray Wyatt and John Cena be creative. I hope Bray Wyatt comes up with the wackiest, craziest, scariest things. I hope things pop out the wall. I hope Mercy gets involved and Abby the Witch casts a spell. I do. I hope that they build this elaborate, crazy set and it is just one thing after another. I really, really do. I am looking forward to this match, and I hope Vince threw away the checkbook and just they put on an excellent match. They edit it, splice it together, produce it, and it is a match to end all matches. Will it be? I don't know. But 71% of you guys chose Bray Wyatt to beat John Cena. I disagree. And I know you are thinking, what? How can you choose John Cena? Number one, I don't think John Cena just comes back to lose. I really don't. And I wonder if because movie sets are shut down, John Cena doesn't have anything else to do right now. I wonder if this does not continue and John Cena continues wrestling. He misses wrestling. He misses performing for people. And so I think he tells Vince, hey, I want to come back for, another 2 months or 3 months or whatever. And I really, really, really do think John Cena wins this match, and it sends The Fiend over the cliff, and his mind absolutely explodes, and he becomes the monster we all want him to be. So, yeah, I think Cena wins this match. Then we have Goldberg and Braun Strowman. And 57% of you guys, this was really close and it shocked me, but 57% of you guys chose Braun Strowman to win over Goldberg. I disagree. And I know you're thinking, how can you disagree? Goldberg was supposed to lose. He was supposed to lose to Roman Reigns, so why would they change it? He's part-time. He's not going to carry the belt. I think Goldberg wins because I think they don't want Braun Strowman as their champion. I think he's immature. Every time they push him, he screws up. he does something in the back. He is not professional. He disrespects somebody. He shows up late for meetings. I think he is just immature. I think they chose him as a replacement because he wasn't scheduled for WrestleMania. He's huge, and he can handle Goldberg, and it looks like a battle of giants or whatever. And I think Goldberg can hold the title for a little while. I think it won't kill us. Brock holds it and shows up once a month. He's a part-time champion. Why can't Goldberg be it? I don't think that they thought this through. And I don't see Vince choosing to put the belt on Braun Strowman and make him a person that carries the company. I don't think he trusts him. I really, really don't. And I don't think that Braun has done anything to change that. Last match. Brock Lesnar and Drew McIntyre. 57%, so it was very close to. 57% of you guys chose Drew McIntyre over Brock. I also chose Drew McIntyre. The reason why I chose Drew McIntyre is because I think they need to create a new star. I think Brock has been around for a long time. He's been working part-time. I think he is still a guy that can be called on at any time and can pick up the belt anytime. I think Vince knows that. He trusts him. But I think Vince sees the writing on the wall. He has to make some kind of star. And with Roman Reigns right now being out, which is Vince's choice, but with Roman Reigns being out with a compromised immune system, we do not know when he is going to be able to come back. He may not be back until they find a vaccine, and that he can be totally sure that he will not get this. With that unsureness that they have, I think they have to pick someone new, and they have been building but they have been building Drew McIntyre to do that. So I think Drew gets his WrestleMania moment, and I think he beats Brock. I really do. And that's the reason why I don't think that Braun wins. I don't think that they can have Braun and Drew win. I don't think they can turn the faces of the company over to two new people. And I think Drew is better prepared to handle that pressure and that weight and the appearances and be professional. I think he's learned his lesson. So I agree with all of you. I think that Drew does win. And I want to see that. He has worked so hard after getting fired from the WWE to regain his reputation and to get Vince to trust him. So I really do think that, he does win. And that's basically WrestleMania 36. I'm going to be real honest with you. I am looking forward to it. We haven't had any sports. I am looking forward to this event. I hope Vince goes all out. I hope he spends some money. I hope these gimmick matches are amazing. I hope the matches are amazing. They've had the opportunity to tape them and edit out any botches. They've had the opportunity to retape them if they suck. They've had the opportunity that if Goldberg gets tired, they can stop it. He can go take a nap and come back 2 hours later, and they can start where they left off and, splice it together. So I really have almost high expectations for this because they're taping it. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm glad it's 2 nights. I hate that it's long, but I'm glad it's 2 nights, so I'm only spending 3 hours a night, 4 hours a night on it. And I look forward to it. Guys, holler at me. Wrestling Overtime. Feel free to tweet at me during the both shows on Saturday and Sunday. I'm going to be making comments probably to other people as I'm taking notes. But I know I'm going to get bored like in the Aleister Black, Bobby Lashley, so I'm probably going to be making all kinds of comments. Reply back to me. Tell me what you guys are thinking, and we'll have a good time. But make sure that you guys follow me, and I will follow you guys, and that way we can have some kind of conversations. But guys, enjoy yourselves. We're getting some wrestling. So let's take it for what it is, which is entertainment, and let's have fun. You guys know the drill. If you guys have any questions, comments, problems, or protests, please holler at me at Wrestling Overtime on Twitter or Facebook, or write me at wrestlingovertime@gmail.com. Please subscribe to the podcast so that you get any new updates that are going to be going on. I will be doing updates and reviews of Being the Elite, starting from the beginning. So any of you guys that haven't been following that or seen that, I'm going to get you up to speed. We're also going to be doing news and updates all the time, and doing our raves and rants reviews. So you guys definitely want to make sure that you're subscribed so that you're getting all the content that we are offering you guys for free. And also make sure that you are rating and review us at Podchaser. I know a lot of you do it on Apple Podcasts. That's great, but people who don't use Apple Podcasts don't get to see it. Do it on Podchaser. And if for no other reason, do it on Podchaser, because right now, if you leave a review on an episode or a podcast, and that's any episode, any podcast, if you leave a review on their site, they are donating money to Meals on Wheels during the coronavirus pandemic. And if you leave a review either on a podcast or an episode, and the podcaster replies to you, then they are donating double. So I'm telling you guys, I am going to be actively replying. So if you guys review Wrestling Overtime, or you review any episode, tell me you love it, you hate it, whatever, I definitely will reply back to you guys so that we can raise some money for charity. So make sure that you guys are doing that. And I look forward to talking to you guys soon. I hope you have a great day.